Hello, thank you and welcome back to Philgood Services, and thanks for being part of the Philgood family. I want to thank everyone because the family keeps growing. When you hear about antisocial personality disorder or someone is antisocial, what do you think about? What I thought about is someone who does not like to associate with others, someone who does not like to socialize with others. And I believe that is what you're thinking too. But I just want to humbly present to you that it's very different when it comes to personality disorders. You think so because of the English word. So now let's get into it. When it comes to antisocial personality disorder, what does that mean? So when we say that someone has that condition, it means that that person is one that fails to conform to every social norm that there is. So that person disobeys all the rules, all the regulations, and all the laws. They always have repeated acts that are ground for arrest. So they're always committing criminal activities. They are very deceitful. They lie a lot and use other names for profit or pleasure. So when they are in New York, they are known as David. When they come to Ohio, they are known as Philip. They tend to change their names. And those individuals also usually do not live by their real name. They always go with an alias or AKA. That is what they usually go by so that they can always change their identity wherever they are. They are very reckless and they disregard the welfare of others. They are consistently irresponsible. They often impress the opposite sex, and they are usually also very promiscuous. They also abuse their spouses or their friends. They also have very good verbal intelligence, so they can talk you into doing anything at all. Those people, when they are salesmen, they are very good at it. And also, they also get into physical fights or they become assaultive. They are con men. They are the con artists, a typical one, of course. So these individuals can start a lot of businesses which are not really real. And we have a lot of them. If you track the history of any con artist, you realize that that is not their first one. So you realize they have done this business, they were chased after, they left, they started this, they were chased in that area, they left, they went somewhere else. And they always also have a very good story for which you can easily buy into, and that is why they are very successful as con artists. And they also lack remorse. They are indifferent, and then they don't have any feelings for anybody else. So these people are very self-centered. They don't care about the welfare of any other person. So now some of the risk factors, let's get into it. It is more common in men than in women. Boys with this disorder comes from larger family than the girls. And then also the onset is usually by puberty for girls and by the age of 15 for boys. So all this goes to say that once they have this, they also tend to be involved in substance abuse. And they are more common with people with first-degree relatives who have the same disorder or other mental health disorders. So what are some of the therapies? What are some of the treatment? We have to protect ourselves, right? We also have to set limits for these individuals. And then we also have to really stay with them. And I mean, throughout their journey, stay with them so that we can direct them. As I mentioned earlier, it starts in the teen age. So if you do not pay attention to it, if you do not start correcting that individual, what you realize is that they start to grow with it. Hence, very important that we start the limit setting very early. I also said that it's very common in family where there are large or in large families. It is also partly because they use that to get away with certain things or get around certain things. So as they keep doing that and they grow from it or they grow in it, then they become experts in doing such a thing. Once again, these are just the highlights. And as I always say, these videos are just to have us have a general understanding of the diseases and not to make us experts in it. There is so much more that goes into it, but for the purposes of today, we're going to pause here. And if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be glad to answer. And you know, they make any say antisocial personality disorder. So obi wa umonse sankrofo no mu ebukata pa omu twantro untimi nje omudi ana ya na adwamamo ewo mo afa omo sanso eye nrosem ene ensanom ne ade enti sankrofo no the antisocial part na wom no HSA social norm emre bia ya hyehye aba society no omo de omu ni so enti no wo mo no na e was a disorder and there are so many of them. Ubonhu obi no akwakoti microfinance we na agu na wakwa hase no age amafo sika no adi no akwako bie foforo wa hase sas eyi ni nyina no a trait of someone with that disorder. Enti no mi ankoso ne ensua me behu bebre me da ase subscribe to your channel no na share so ema foforo entinka.